On this episode of Searching for History, we're visiting the Deer Park Petroglyph Preserve, which is run by the Arizona State University. There are over 1,500 petroglyphs at the preserve. We hope to see a few while we're here. Come join us, and we hope you enjoy the video.
In this quarter-mile loop trail, there's over 1,500 petroglyphs. That's quite a few.
There's a little one.
Yeah, spiral. So these petroglyphs here were relocated from a dam site. It would have been inundated by the Adobe Dam. They were moved to this location before construction of the dam for preservation. So there's concentric circles at this location. Well, for being 1,500, they're hard to spot.
Yeah. I think that's why the woman at the front desk said that the longer you look, the more you see.
Spirals and concentric circles are two common petroglyph designs found in the Southwest. One interpretation from Pueblo culture is that they represent the sun.
In this location, there wasn't a dome volcano. Instead, the volcanic rock you see here is something called andesitic basalt rock. And they were formed 10 million years ago when fissures formed in the Earth's crust, which allowed lava to travel upward through the crust and then break into boulders. And then manganese and iron cemented onto the surface of the boulders, and that's what creates the dark outer layer. And I guess they call that desert varnish. And I think that's what made these boulders in particular interesting or good surface for petroglyphs.
Yeah, because you can peck away that outer layer.
The outer crust, and it reveals like a lighter undercrust.
Some kind of animal squiggles, and then something. There's 1, 2, 3 boulders.
I think the squiggles symbolize water. And there's like a star-looking thing.
So there's 3 boulders out there. One with squiggles, one they say with animals / squiggles, and a third with a sun or a star. So here we're looking at the one with the squiggles. This one is supposed to be of some sort of an animal shape, but it's hard for me to see it.
I think they're supposed to be goats and like deer is what they interpret the animal shapes to be.
And then the third one is up here pretty close. And you can see the star really well in that.
Yeah. Here's the kissing deer petroglyph. This is the symbol that the Deer Valley Petroglyph Preserve uses. Dr. J. Simon Bruder herself coined the term. We do not know what its meaning was to those who made it. It could be a deer drinking water, with the thinner deer being the reflection. Some suggest they are fighting.
And then there's another one right to the left, but you can't really tell what the petroglyph is.
The stone that has the kissing deer in it has a bunch of other figures and symbols in it, on it. It has several kissing deer. It also has individual deer figures and maybe a goat, and then the squiggly lines. Archaeologists believe that 3 cultural traditions created the petroglyphs here: the Western Archaic, the Hohokam, and the Patayan.
The earliest petroglyphs found here are part of the Western Archaic tradition, produced by hunter-gatherers starting around 8000 BC or earlier, and here at Deer Valley closer to 3000 BC.
The majority of petroglyphs made here have been attributed to the Hohokam tradition. The Hohokam are the settled agricultural populations of the northern Sonoran Desert.
I mean, I think you can see a lot of them, but they're just not very distinguishable as something.
Yeah, it's hard to tell them apart from the natural lichen or a natural chipping away of that outer kind of desert varnish. So here's one of the viewing tubes, but I can't really show you a view through it very well.
So up there on that really big boulder, you can see shapes.
High above the trail is what looks to be 2 figures with large hands and feet. This design has been attributed to the Patayan tradition and infers their presence at the site. If you look straight up towards the top of the hill, you can see what Dr. Bruder called the dragon petroglyph.
Now there's something right here. It's like a squiggle, almost a concentric circle in part of it. This might be a cool morning in Phoenix, but it feels hot to me.
It's quite warm. I'm ready to go and see the inside exhibit.
There's a lot of signs warning about rattlesnakes.
I know.
Makes me think there might be some rattlesnakes.
I think so. I think I may have seen a petroglyph in the shape of a YouTube subscribe button. So hit that subscribe button.
Some pretty cool potsherds they have here. So a little factoid about archaeology. Pieces of pottery are called sherds. Pieces of glass are called shards. So these are sherds, and they're pretty cool.
I like how you can still see really intricate designs on them.
Yeah, and look at this one with the squares with a dot in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's diamond shapes, and then concentric diamond shapes. Over here you have spirals. And multicolored. Well, some are black and white. This one has like an orangish hue to it. And they used red on that. So this is a reconstructed Tonto polychrome jar. And you can see how it was several sherds, dozens of sherds that have been glued back together. Polychrome because it's 3 colors. So it appears to be of the Salado tradition. You know, if you're looking at 1250 to 1300 CE, current era, I mean, there's a lot of people who've been living in the Phoenix area. We're talking for 1,000 years, you know, before Euro-Americans started settling Phoenix. These here are all Hohokam tradition pottery, Hohokam ceramics. First one here is a shallow bowl or parching tray. The symbols are interpreted as birds in flight. This is a flared rim bowl. The design is called Santa Cruz or Sacaton red on buff, geometric design. Here's another, this is a small flare rim bowl. This is a Hohokam jar, the rim there. You can see the scroll work. Here's another parching tray. So this one is actually pretty cool. This is a scoop.
That was our video on the Deer Valley Petroglyph Preserve. It's very much worth a visit, but if you come here, remember to go slow because it's a little bit challenging to see all of the petroglyphs. Also, come early in the day because it gets hot quick and there's very little shade. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Man, they weren't kidding about rattlesnakes. Because there's one right there.